Okay, we're in chapter 5 now, and the plot thickens. So we've got the Jews that are going to be killed through Haman's command. He's just really not a nice man from what we get in here. I don't know how he was in real life, but they sure paint him pretty bleakly here, and probably for good reason. Now it came to pass that on the third day, that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his throne in the royal house over against the gate. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is thy request? So he's asking two different things. What are you going to do, and what is the request? Shall be given thee to half the kingdom? So Esther answered, If it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him. I find this part of the story really interesting, just following it. It has the intrigue and everything that you want in a good story. Then the king said, Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther had said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? So, two different things there, a petition and a request. Even half the kingdom, it shall be performed. Then answered Esther, My petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has said. So she's saying, I can give you even a better banquet, a better meal tomorrow, in a way. It's interesting that she's putting off one more day. I'm not sure the purpose of this, other than I think it's an interesting to the plot, where it just kind of like it's building suspense. And I love the way it works here. Then went Haman forth that day joyful and with a glad heart. So he has had a wonderful day. He's been able to be in the presence of the king and the queen at the same time and had a wonderful meal together. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends, and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches, and the multitude of his children, and all the things wherein the king hath promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and the servants of the king. So he's definitely got. You can just hear the pride in his boasting. And Haman said, Moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared, but myself, and tomorrow I am invited unto her with the king, also with the king. So he's like just boasting a lot. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. Again, so caught up in himself that he's bothered by one person who wouldn't basically bow down to him or move for him. Then said Zeresh his wife and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made. They're not helping out themselves. Let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king, that Mordecai may hang thereon. Then go thou in merrily with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made. So the plot thickens. Mordecai is going to die on the gallows, as well as Esther still has to reveal her lineage, not only to the king, but to Haman, and that's got to be hard. So it's quite suspenseful in a way, and we'll get into that next time.